All right, how's it going, Nowhere crew? Welcome back to the channel. Now today you're going to be joining me as I check out this unfinished and unlived in 6,900 square foot mansion. Now, this was built back in 2013, I believe, and I'm not sure exactly what happened, but looks like they ran out of money and they just never finished this place. And it is a massive home. The 6,900 square foot does not include the garage apparently, but this is a real big home. Not sure what's gonna end up happening to it. Hopefully they finish it, because if they don't, it's a huge waste of materials, but it's been sitting empty 11 years, which is pretty crazy. So let's walk around this one and then see what it would have looked like inside. So let's go. All right, so we're starting at the front of the house here, guys. And it might look small from this angle, but the house goes downhill and it is absolutely massive. So obviously this is a much more modern house than I usually like to explore. And as you can see, it's in actually fantastic shape. Shingles are good, nice stone house. So yeah, this is a crazy home to just be sitting here unfinished. Now it's in a very secluded property. I believe it's 100 acres that this house sits on. So it's just pretty much forested all around us, which is nice. It's very quiet, it's very peaceful here. See, now it doesn't look like it's 6,900 square feet, but then here's the other portion of the house. Just imagine this back in the day with the vision that they would have had for this house. It's just insane to see this. But if we go up here on the property, it's just forested in a very nice area. As you can see, there's nothing around you. Look at the size of it. Wow. Kind of crazy to think too. 4-car garage. You would have had to have a lot of money to build a house like that. Millions upon millions of dollars back in 2013. The property here alone is probably worth millions, let alone this house. And you can see like all the windows still have the cellophane wrap on them. The garage here just has boards, no doors were ever installed. You can see the wood's just rotting away. And I mean, nothing's really stopping this from being open, it's just a stick. I don't even think the floor was ever poured for the garage, to be honest with you. Oh, we can actually take a look into the garage, I guess. Wow. This would have been a huge garage. And still have old lumber in here. None of the walls are insulated or anything like that. It's crazy to think that this isn't included in like the square footage of the home. Now, like I said, the house is still stud, so I'm not sure how much there is to see. Well, there's so much hay. There's like a vapor barrier, but there's hay and it's not been paved. They haven't put in like a floor or anything. $10/27/11. That's funny. 10/27 is my birthday. Well, that's when that support beam was put in, made in Canada. So that's cool. Yeah, look at how much hay there is. Now, I don't know, like the garage kind of just stops over there, obviously, right? But then we have this big open space, and I'm guessing it would have been some sort of entertaining space or something, because it looks like we got a fireplace here. That's crazy. Just the natural light coming in here too is awesome. I mean, there's plants growing in here because it's so bright during the day. Yeah, if you know why there's hay in here, like any logical reason for there to be hay, let me know. Then I would imagine this is where the staircase was probably supposed to go. Yeah, but they never did it. Now I could go out this door here, but I do want to go back to where I started so I get the whole view of the back of the house. Okay, back outside. And get a look at the back of this place, and my goodness. Some of the siding either wasn't finished or it's falling off, but other than that, like, the house is in great shape. Got beautiful rolling acres of land, which is sweet to see. It's really hard to have a lot of property, it seems, nowadays, so it's really cool when you actually get to see a house that does retain its property, and 100 acres is a lot. So it looks like they put the footing for the balcony up there. You can see the doors. So that's what everything there's for. Man. Cool though. Cool that the footing's still there. You can see up there where the fireplace is on the inside, they would have had a fireplace on the outside as well, which is cool to see. Wow. Quite a cool thing to see. Doesn't really surprise me that they ran out of money or went bankrupt before they could finish this place, but would have been a beautiful home. Okay. All right, guys, so we've made it back to the front of the house. Let's head on in and see what actually got done. Very nice front entrance. Why does the door look like it's from like 1962? It's just like kind of like a poorly TIG welded door. All right, let's see what we got. Wow, this is massive in here. Oh boy, so we'll have to use our imagination in here. But you can see they got pretty much most of the framework of the house done. But that's about it. But you can just imagine that with how high the bulkheads and stuff are on these doors, how big these rooms would have been. This foyer would have been massive. They probably would have a huge chandelier hanging right here. If you can picture that. Would have been framed out really nicely. This probably wasn't the staircase that the house was going to have. It probably would have been somewhere else. This is just for the construction. But who knows? Would have had a coat closet probably right there. Another coat closet right there. But yeah, it's kind of fun to imagine because we don't have the full layout exactly what this place would have looked like, which I think is cool. The last house we've explored that wasn't finished, I don't even think it had windows. I think it was just plywood and holes. So it's kind of cool to see a little bit more progress done on a house like this. Man, the natural light this room gives, absolutely gorgeous. It doesn't come in as well because it still has the cellophane wrap or whatever on it. But I believe the windows are from like 2014. Yeah. So they're not super old, but you could easily salvage these if this house never gets finished. Be curious to see if it actually does or not. It's amazing to think the amount of time it takes to construct a place like this. Yeah, super tall ceilings. It doesn't look like there's any electrical or plumbing that's been put through this house, which is kind of interesting to see too. Looks like it would have been a pretty open concept home. But this could have been the dining room. I'm assuming that this would have been the living room where there's the framing for the fireplace. This would have been one of your balcony entrances right here. Obviously, can't go out there because there's no anything. Are these doors open? No. Oh, wait, yes. Hold on. No. I thought it would have been interesting if it opened so we could look at the view. Wonder how much this would cost today to make an exact replica of this house, because a lot of concrete and a lot of wood, and wood is not cheap right now especially. It is funny that in front of the doors we have bricks so that they don't open, so clearly you must be able to, yeah, you can definitely just pull them open. That's super dangerous. Here's another look at the front door. Yeah, this would have been a nice house. Would have been a pretty big fireplace too, actually. That one's blocked off as well, so you can't fall out from the top. I'd imagine that's a health and safety issue. Yeah, I love walking around and imagining exactly what this would have looked like. So we would have gotten a hallway. This could have been maybe like a huge office. Could have been oak or something like that. Who knows? The house definitely feels bigger than 6,900 square foot in my opinion though. I could be wrong. It's hard to tell when it's not framed up. The house always looks bigger. Like when it doesn't have drywall on it, it always looks bigger. So that was a closet. It looks like they did some insulation here. Kind of surprising because there's no insulation anywhere else in this house. Look at how tall the ceiling is here. That door frame is massive. It looks like it enters in two spots here. The beefy bulkhead up there though. I do appreciate all of the natural light that this house lets in, especially with some of these windows here, like this curved, I guess, bay window area. It's probably not a bay window, but the amount of light this lets in is gorgeous. We got some really dirty boots. It's literally split in half. Wow. I just got a few pairs of dirty boots. kind of stinks in here. Wow, it's because there's insulation in here, there's nowhere near as much echo. That's crazy. I'm assuming this is where the workers were leaving like their coats. They have a little bench that they could sit on, leave their stuff. So this probably wasn't actually what this room was supposed to be. It's probably why it's insulated too. In the winter they have a warm place to change and stuff, but yeah, we got like coffee cups. Maybe there was like a coffee maker here when they were working. Here's just boxes of the door handles that they were going to use. Yeah, those are the ones that are on the doors. Interesting. Is there anything in here? Is it just... What is this? Oh, these are screens for the windows. So they are all here. If I had to guess, I mean, it's hard to tell. The kitchen could have been here, right by like the living room. With such a big house without the plan, it's hard to know. Wow, the scale of this. Yeah, there you go. There's the handles that we saw in the box right there. See, it's funny because this one actually has the deadbolt in so they don't have to support it. Interesting. Wow, look at this room. Probably the grand room. I don't know what it's called. It's the biggest room in the house. This is huge. Look at the size. Look at the height of the ceilings in this. Wow. Just to put it into some perspective, look at how tall this room is. Cathedral ceilings for sure. Absolutely incredible. Again, tons of beautiful natural light coming in. Could picture it having a massive chandelier hanging probably right in the center, right there. Only thing I'm surprised is that it doesn't have a fireplace in here. So, assuming this is supposed to be, you know, the grandest room of the house, if I had to guess. But that feels like an element that's missing from this. I feel like a fireplace in here would have made it just that much more amazing. But maybe they couldn't because the garage is below us. I'm not sure. Wow. Just look at all of the framing that they have to do for something like this. You really don't know how much work goes into making sure a house is safe until you see it like this. And you can see, so this would have been right here. I just realized this. This would have been a staircase to go into the basement right there. You can see the basement underneath it. That's why it's capped off like that. So this probably would have been the only way to go to the basement unless the staircase would continue downstairs, obviously. But yeah, I didn't even realize that. But would have had probably a bending staircase to go down. Yeah, kind of hard to tell what the rooms are. Could be dining room over there, could be living room, could be kitchen. You know, I'm not 100% sure. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. But regardless, tons of square footage to do a lot of different things. So let's head on upstairs. Check this out. Like I said, I don't think that this would be the final staircase for this kind of house. Probably just temporary. Just to move material up and downstairs. Wow, this is bouncy. Just like the other one I explored. Stairs are so bouncy. So yeah, picture this. Would have had a chandelier probably hanging right here, right over your front door. Probably would have been a double door. Man, you can just see how much bird droppings and stuff are in here. I guess they're getting in. So obviously up here would have been just bedrooms most likely. Would have had a hallway, bedroom to the left, bedroom to the right. Go to the left. Would have been a pretty big bedroom, honestly. Not the biggest I've ever seen, but would have been quite a bedroom to have. This could have been a little ensuite with a bathroom, potentially. Love the windows, though. There's so many of them. It just makes it feel nice and kind of airy inside. I guess that this is maybe a closet. I mean, I'm just guessing. I could be wrong, as you guys know. Because like this could also just be a bathroom. I don't know. This one leads you to above like the curve. It's too bad it's locked. But where those windows are, I guess you can walk out on top of that. Got an access door right there. I don't think any of these windows open. I don't think they've been set up for that yet. No. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. It's very hard to tell. If you look out, you can see the other part of the house. It doesn't go all the way that way because that's that huge room that we saw downstairs. Wow. Okay. Again, it could be an office, could be a bedroom. It's hard to tell. I'm going to guess bedroom because it looks like it has a little closet here, but I mean, an office could have a closet. Your guess is as good as mine. I'd love to see if I could find maybe the blueprints of the house and be able to tell you guys, but I don't know how likely that is. We've had some interesting ceilings in this house, with all these angles up here. Definitely would have had two hallway closets, one here and one here. This could have been a bathroom. There's no drainage, there's no plumbing set up, so it's hard to tell. Would have been quite the landing for upstairs, though. This whole area here. Possibly an office or a bedroom, again, just guessing. Now it's pretty clear over here that at least this portion of the house would have been the master. It's the biggest room upstairs. quite nice. Would have been beautiful. Or it had potential to be beautiful. Nice big windows. Could have looked out into the forest over here. Yeah, so you could have, I think maybe you could have walked out onto here. They do have a door going out to it, so it's possible. I'm not sure if this was all attached for the master, like this whole section here is. It would make sense because we have maybe like a walk-in closet and then a nice ensuite or something like that, but who knows? Yeah, that one's locked too. Yeah, this could have been a walk-in closet or it could have been another bathroom, massive ensuite, some big windows. And we just got this final room. Again, could have been the closet, could have been the bathroom. I'd guess that the bigger one would have been the ensuite and this would have been the walk-in closet. Hard to tell though. But that's gonna wrap this one up, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed checking this place out. All right, Nowhere crew, hope you guys enjoyed checking out this unfinished mansion with me. Crazy to think that since probably like 2014, 2015, this has been just sitting here unfinished and never lived in. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, drop a comment down below, let me know what you think of this place, and if you haven't, be sure to hit that subscribe button. With that, guys, I will see you in the next one. Peace.